Let us continue, students. The same topic. The next topic is vertebrates. About invertebrates, we have already completed. Now comes vertebrates. So these vertebrates, as we have already discussed before, that all the animals with the vertebral column are categorized under this group. If vertebral column is not there, but still notochord if it is there, which is the early developmental stage of vertebral column, notochord. Okay, sometimes in the embryonic stage, particularly even in human being, in the embryonic stage, vertebral column is present in the form of rod-like structure, which we call as the notochord. In human beings, in the late this one, what do you call, at the end of development of embryo, this vertebral column, this notochord develops into vertebral column, but in some of the animals, it is still persists. So presence of notochord or vertebral column, okay, confirms that the living organism are vertebrates. So presence of vertebral column is the important characteristics of all vertebrates. So here, particularly in this chapter, we have to learn vertebrates. Vertebrates, this one what you call, vertebrates has to be categorized under 5 different groups. Okay, these groups are actually the classes. So 5 different classes of vertebrates we need to learn here, starting from Pisces, Amphibia, then Reptilia, then Aves, then after that Mammalia, about which in classics also to some extent you might have learned. Okay, by considering a few this one characteristics, will try to know about each of them, their identifying characteristics. So if we just compare all, see, by comparing all the 5 different classes, I'll be explaining you regarding different groups of vertebrates, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves. Now first we can compare in terms of their habitat, the dwelling place. These Pisces, the best example is fish. So whenever you write the characteristics of Pisces, you just have to visualize fishes. So fishes are usually aquatic, so habitat, Pisces is aquatic. Amphibia, they live both on land as well as in water. Reptilia, they are mostly terrestrial land animals. And Aves, they are mostly aerial. They fly in the sky, in the air, so that is why they are aerial. And Mammalia, they usually show different sorts of habitat. Then again next, cold-blooded and warm-blooded. Cold-blooded are those animals which can regulate their body temperature, okay, with the change in the environment. So if fishes, particularly if the water is very cold, then they can increase their body temperature by themselves. But we human being cannot do. So that is why fishes are, or Pisces, the animals belonging to the group Pisces are said to be cold-blooded, as they can regulate their body temperature. Cold-blooded. Amphibia also cold-blooded. Reptilia also cold-blooded. But Aves means, like, see, when you think about Aves, when you talk about Aves, you have to think about the birds. They are usually warm-blooded. And Mammalia, we human beings, dogs, cats, okay, they are also warm-blooded. Then after that, presence of exoskeleton-like scales. Okay, fishes has slippery scales, so that is why if you try to catch the fish, it slips out. Yes or no? So presence of scales, what type of scales? Slippery scales is the important characteristics of all the animals belonging to the group Pisces. Then amphibians, think about the frog, they do not have any scales. Okay, they usually have moist skin. Okay, then again next, moist skin. Then if we talk about the reptilia usually possess dry scales. Their body is also covered with the scales, but it is dry one, not slippery and moist. Now Aves, scales are not present, but in place of scale, okay, feathers are present. So presence of feather is the important characteristics of Aves. Then Mammalia, scales are absent, feathers are absent, but in place of all these, presence of hairs are present in Mammalia. Presence of hair is the important characteristics of the group Mammalia. Then after that, you can also compare in terms of their respiratory organ, how do they breathe. Like if we talk about Pisces, they breathe through gills. okay, through gills. But if you talk about amphibians, they show three different types of breathing: pulmonary, pulmonary breathing, cutaneous breathing, cutaneous respiration, pulmonary respiration, and then again through the skin, through the lungs, pulmonary, and then buccopharyngeal respiration. Three different types through the buccal cavity. You might have seen frog, okay, blows their buccal cavity like this, okay, and produces a sound, okay. So that time they are actually breathing through their buccal cavity. Buccal cavity means the cavity is present inside the mouth, okay, buccal cavity. Through buccal cavity they breathe, through their skin they breathe, and again they breathe through the lungs. The breathing through or respiration through skin is what we call the cutaneous respiration. Then again breathing through lungs, pulmonary respiration, and breathing through what do you call through the buccal cavity is called buccopharyngeal respiration. Now in reptilia they mostly breathe through their lungs, so they show pulmonary respiration. Aves also shows pulmonary respiration. Mammals also shows pulmonary respiration. Then again after that, locomotory organ. In case of fishes, locomotory organ like fins are present, which helps them to swim in the water. And about the amphibians, they have webbed feet. Okay, that is, they locomote with the help of their limbs, forelimbs, hind limbs, hand and legs. They use to swim in the water or hop on the ground. So that is there. Then again about the reptilia, they locomote with the help of their limbs, that is forelimbs, leg and hands, both. Then again, aves, okay, their forelimbs are modified into wings. The hand is modified into wings, with which they fly. Okay, so locomotive organ in aves is wings. Then mammalia, they use limbs again, but hind limbs they use. So with the legs, okay, or with legs and hands both, they walk on the land. Okay, so that is there. Then again after that, we can also compare all five groups in terms of the presence of number of chambers in the heart. The fishes usually bear two chambers, ventricles and auricles, whereas amphibians are three chambered, and reptilia is three chambered or partially four chambered, and mammalia, Aves is four chambered, and mammalia is also four chambered. Okay. Then we talk about fertilization. In case of Pisces, fertilization is external. Okay, the sperm and ovum fertilizes outside their body, and in case of amphibians also external. In case of reptilia, internal. In case of aves, it is internal. In case of human being or in case of mammalia, it is internal. Okay, the fertile cells are fertilized inside the body. Then again after that, how do they reproduce? So if we talk about the Pisces, they usually reproduce by laying the eggs. So those animals which reproduce by laying the eggs, they are usually called oviparous. Then again, so fishes are or Pisces are oviparous, amphibians are oviparous, they lay the eggs, reptilia are oviparous, they lay the eggs, aves are oviparous, they lay the eggs, but mammals are viviparous. They give birth directly to their young ones. They do not lay the eggs. Okay. And again regarding mammalia, presence of external ear is also very important characteristics. Okay. Then again presence of third eyelid. Okay. Third eyelid, but we have reduced third eyelid. In all other animals, they have functional third eyelid. So these are still other characteristics. There are many characteristics out there. I have selected a few. Okay, you can go through the book and find out. Okay, so this is about 5 different groups of vertebrates: Pisces, amphibia, reptilia, aves, and mammalia. In mammalia, presence of mammary gland. The mammalia word has come from mammary gland, that is milk ejecting gland. They can feed their baby with their milk. Okay, because in mammals, particularly the mammary gland is present, which produces milk. So this is also one of the important characteristics of mammal, which we do not see in other group of animals. I think we'll keep up to this. So this chapter is completed. Student will be in the next video. We will start a new chapter. You are supposed to do all the question and answer which are there in your book, in your copy. That will be as your homework. Thank you, student. Thank you.